Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. It's Doom Boys, and we are back. As always, doing what we do. Three Kings Boxing, interviewing motherfuckers, writing motherfucking articles, and always being in them goddamn streets.
In them streets.
All right. Y'all, listen, man. If by now y'all don't know who the fuck that is, then why are you on this show? But for those who don't know who it is, it's that light-skinned, think he's swole-ass motherfucker from Texas.
Hold on, think. Think. Shit. Look. My reputation is known, bro. Ain't no think. We be on them days where we was trying to get gains and shit. Now it's like we getting too many.
What's up, HN? I see what's going on with you, man.
What's good, man? What's good? Ready to do it again.
You know what, man? This is like the part of the show. It's crazy. If y'all can hear how we sound before that button goes start, y'all be like, damn, these motherfuckers, do I even want to listen to this show? Damn, them niggas.
Exactly, bro. Them motherfuckers crazy, man. I don't know about them.
I don't know about that. But as promised and as always, here comes the pre-show fuckery.
Oh yeah. I can't wait, bro. This shit is gonna be funny.
It's basic, plus it's about time I introduce you to greatness. Volume 1, Volume 2.
That's Bo, by the way.
You wouldn't know what fire is if it wasn't for me. I am ruthless to the game. This Scooby is insane. I'm sick kid. Switch gears, lose them in the lane. It's bluish in my chain. They sick of my style. Listen to style. Ears snowed in. Wrist need a plow. I've been piff for a while. That is strictly to cow. I'm cheesing, even though you can't get me to smile. You get dish for $1,000. Then land in the big box, murk 'em. I don't care if there's damage in hip-hop. Understanding my shit top.
I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
For those that don't know what that was Bo. That was Bo. Whenever he came down to Texas, the last time he was in Texas, and we was rolling this shit, that motherfucker went to sleep. And I got his ass on candid camera. Look at hey, hold on. Let's look at this again.
No, it's basic, plus it's about time I introduce you to greatness. Volume 1, Volume 2. Now buckle for 3. You wouldn't know what fire is if it wasn't for me. I am ruthless to the game. This Scooby is insane. I'm sick kid. Switch gears, lose them in the lane. It's bluish in my chain. They sick of my style. Listen to style. Ears snowed in. Wrist need a plow. I've been piff for a while. That is strictly to cow. I'm cheesing, even though you can't get me to smile. You get dish for $1,000. Then land in a big box, murk 'em. I don't care if there's damage in hip-hop.
That boy was gone, man.
Hey, in the video you said that boy out of there.
Hell yeah. Like, I got a big ass Jeep. That's my whip. For those who want to, been trying to assassinate 2K. I roll around in a big ass black Jeep on some big ass wheels. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my cars. But we was in that shit, and that shit is kind of bumpy. The road we was driving down, nigga, I'm hitting all sorts of bumps. Nigga, I'm going 50 miles an hour over them on purpose. This nigga did not wake up. Nigga didn't wake up not one time, bro. That motherfucker was gone. That was like that kind of sleep. Like, two things put you to sleep like that. Number one, you got some exceptional pussy. That's number one. Number two, you ate a big ass meal, put your ass right to sleep, bro. It's one of them two. One of them two. And Bo don't get no pussy, so I had to be the second one.
Hold on, wait a minute. That's not. It was the second one, but that first one is not true.
Oh, man, that shit's a classic, bro.
Hey, you know what's crazy is they don't know the backdrop. That was payback to some shit that I did to that nigga.
Exactly. I'm probably gonna need to watch some shit that you're gonna do next.
That was a payback. Hey, but look, the funny thing about it was, dog, we had just I think we had just got done eating.
Yeah.
Oh man, and listen, man, down there in Texas, when they say big breakfast, that shit is really a big breakfast. Like it's really a big breakfast, dog.
Mm-hmm.
They bring you a plate of eggs, a plate of bread, a plate of pancakes, a plate of fucking bacon. Like, wait a minute,
you had steak and eggs, man. That was it.
Yeah,
you was gone, bro. That's why that happened that way. But like I said, I know I'm gonna have to watch my back. But don't understand, bro. I got a huge arsenal. I got something on every last one of you niggas. What did my man say? I got something on every last one of you bitches. Yeah.
Man, let's go ahead on and start the show. You fucking got me good. Ah, damn it. That's fucked up.
We in these streets. It's 3kingsboxing.com. Where we at?
We are in Las Vegas for the Canelo fight, 3 King Boxing. We are here with the IBF International Champion, Mr. Oscar.
We in these streets. Word up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before we get started, I must address some of these comments. Jay, fuck you. All right. Kendrick Taylor, fuck you. Sports Advantage, fuck you too. All right? And Virtuoso, a big fuck you. All right. Fuck all of y'all.
Them boys getting your ass, boy. They getting you, no homo. They getting them. Get that old motherfucker. Tell them, get up, bro. Get up.
Man, dog, that was, oh man. So that just goes to show y'all. See, this is why we say what we say. Around this motherfucker right here, 3 Kings goddamn boxing, you better have alligator skin. You better have titanium spine, goddamn. Because motherfuckers will fuck with you.
You got to, bro. Hey, we had niggas leave 3 Kings boxing because they couldn't take the jokes, man.
Sure did. Man. Sure did. Sure did. Sure motherfucking did. You are absolutely right, man. And as always, go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest and greatest what's going on in the sport of boxing. All right? Listen, y'all. We don't do no complaining over here. When shit get tough, hey, man, we dig in even harder. When shit get rough, yeah, okay, well, it was tough, so rough ain't shit to us. You know what I'm saying? And when shit get difficult, well, we built for that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why y'all should be over here with us at 3 Kings motherfucking boxing, where we are the realest motherfuckers who don't have a problem, not just talking about ourselves, getting on ourselves when we fuck up, but also getting on your favorite motherfucking fighter, because that's what the truth is, right? And kicking things off, you know what, man? I got to give props to somebody. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather.
Hold on. Before you do that, we got some breaking news we want to talk about, though.
That's right.
Before we get on that Floyd Mayweather tip, we got Canelo Alvarez and Sergey Devryanchenko, man. They talking about fighting September 14th. Bo, tell the people what you think about that fight, man.
Honestly speaking, I'm not surprised they did that. Listen, if you're not going to fight Billy Joe Saunders and you're not going to fight Colin Smith, and arguably Sergey Devryanchenko beat Gennady Golovkin, and it's clear he for whatever reason, Canelo Alvarez is like, he's like, I ain't fighting Gennady Golovkin. And they like, Canelo, but you said you want you said you give Golovkin third fight with his own. Canelo, I don't give a fuck what I said. That's what
you give a fuck, yeah. I know what I said about though, but I'm changing my fucking mind, is it?
That is exactly what he's doing. I actually do like this fight because the reality is this, man. Sergey Derevyanchenko, that's not a bad pick. It's not a terrible one, but it's not a bad one because, again, you can make the argument that the motherfucker did beat Gennady Golovkin. He is a quality dude, and if you're coming out where you're going to have a fight and you don't know what the audience is going to be like, well, that's a good, simple purse to take up for because Derevyanchenko not going to demand the kind of money that a Colin Smith or a fucking Billy Joe Saunders is going to want. So coming back to boxing and kind of feeling things out, that's not a bad fight. And again, it's not like Derevyanchenko is a slouch. Listen, now he ain't beating Canelo Alvarez because, again, when you walk into the building, Canelo Alvarez is up at about 85. Like the Canelo Alvarez showing up to the building, he already has a 115 scorecard. When he gets in the ring, it's 117.
Hell yeah, exactly, bro.
But I definitely like that fight, man.
Well, Sergey Derevyanchenko is world ranked at middleweight. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about having a fight at super middleweight. He's world ranked at middleweight. You know what I'm saying? He's only lost to Daniel Jacobs. And a lot of people question that loss. And then, of course, to Gennady Golovkin. And a hell of a lot of people question that fucking loss. You know what I'm saying? A hell of a lot of niggas said that he beat Gennady Golovkin. So the two losses that he has on his resume are questionable, right? And remember, it wasn't too long ago that he was coming out of nowhere as the IBF mandatory that Gennady Golovkin sidestepped, right, in order to fight Canelo Alvarez. It's a good sidestep. He's trying to get a Canelo fight. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. But the IBF was like, nope, strip. And then that's how Derevyanchenko and Daniel Jacobs made their fight. So, but back then, a lot of people were like, man, why the fuck does Golovkin got to fight this dude, man? We're trying to see Canelo. IBF on that bullshit. Well, maybe the IBF was right. You know what I'm saying? In terms of pushing Sergey Derevyanchenko the way they did, because if you look at him now and you look at how that fight went down with Gennady Golovkin, and in my opinion, dog, I don't think Canelo took a lot out of Gennady Golovkin because both those fights were close. A lot of people going to disagree with me, but I had Canelo winning both those fights, the first one and the second one. Now, my fucking scorecard didn't look like Adelaide Birds, you know what I'm saying? But I had Canelo winning by one round in the first fight. I didn't care about people saying Golovkin won it. And I didn't care about people saying it was a draw. It was that close of a fight. The second fight, I had Canelo winning, I think, by 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they're both close fights. But I don't think Gennady Golovkin had anything taken away from him by Canelo. I think it was the inactivity, you know what I'm saying, the behind-the-scenes beef he had with Abel Sanchez and with his fucking promoter, what Tom Loeffler.
Tom Loeffler. Yeah.
Tom Loeffler, yeah. The beef that he had with them, I think that's what was taking shit out of him because Golovkin's like 38 years old, right? And then he comes back, you know, a damn near year layoff, and it might have been a year layoff. I can't exactly remember. Right, because remember he had a kid and all that stuff. He was like, well, I'm not talking about boxing until my kid is born. You know, it was a lot of time in between, you know, the second Canelo fight and then what's that boy named? Steve Rose.
Yep. Yeah. That's when he signed his own contract.
Exactly. A lot of time between that fight. I think that's what was taken out of Gennady Golovkin, man. But so I think Sergey Derevyanchenko would have been a close fight regardless, whether he would have fought him before, you know, whether he would have had to adhere to the IBF and fight him before that Canelo fight, or if he fought him whenever he fought him, it still would have been a close fight. So Derevyanchenko's no slouch, as Bo said, dog. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, I think it's a good fight. It's a good substitute fight, you know, for while you're waiting on Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith, who's talking about going to 175, by the way, or, you know, you whoever you're waiting on, you know what I'm saying? It's a good substitute fight before that big fight is made. But as my man Bo said, man, the scorecard right now is already, you know what I'm saying, 119, 109. Right now.
Yeah, right now. Right now, that scorecard is like heavy Canelo.
yeah, dog. Easy, bro.
Easy Canelo. You know what else too? Because you talk about Golovkin, there were, you know, Golovkin, and I man, when he did come back after that year, I'm sorry, he looked like an old man. Like that nigga, like the bald spot was visible. Like, damn, dog, you didn't get your hair done. You didn't get you didn't get that road in. Yeah,
man, they got enough money to buy a year's supply of road game, man. Get your weight up. You know what I'm saying?
No, that was actually, man, when it comes to when it comes to when you're looking at Sergey Derevyanchenko, and like my man, I think it's Jay said, ain't that motherfucker like 34 years old with 15 fights under his belt? You got to understand. Yeah, Sergey Derevyanchenko, them European guys, man, they spend a lot of time in that amateur circuit and also fighting at WSB tournament. I think that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and regardless of how you feeling out, they like over there they get something for winning. They don't get in the form of money, but they get something.
Yeah, probably like college athletes and shit. They be getting all these sponsors and shit under the table. That's probably what happens over there. Because they, like you say, they spend a hell of a lot of time in the amateurs. My thing is, why would you want to be in the amateurs for so long when you can go pro and make money? You must be making some type of money as an amateur.
Exactly.
So it is what it is.
Exactly. So yeah, man, good fight, man. I actually like this fight. And like I said again, until you see what the crowds is gonna be like, that's a good safe fight from a money standpoint, and it's a good fight to give Canelo some work. Because again, Sergey Derevyanchenko has proven against Daniel Jacobs and against Golovkin, he's gonna bring it. So,
word up.
You know, he ain't gonna be like Rocky Fielding. Oh my God, Canelo!
Canelo actually called. I've been waiting my entire life for a phone call like that. Okay, man, let's go to the next one.
All right, man. So, props to A1 Floyd Money Mayweather. Listen, I've gotten on Floyd Mayweather. I've said some things, and he said some shit to make me mad. But hey, when somebody do something, you got to give him props for that. And Floyd Mayweather did just that, man. Floyd Mayweather is paying for the funeral of George Floyd.
Yep.
And I definitely think that's good. And if you go to 3kingsboxing.com, like we said, we wrote the article. Floyd is talking about giving back to young black fighters. Now, this is a guy who was criticized for not fighting under the young black fighters, but he's talking about, listen, man, I'm trying to get back to black fighters. Understand something, man. I've heard rumors, and I've talked to coaches, I've talked to trainers. The one thing about Floyd, he don't get a lot of credit for his generosity. I remember hearing a story from a coach that, whenever Floyd had camp, he was inviting guys like Zab Judah and DeMarcus Chop Chop Cordy, especially when he was fighting a lefty, like when he fought Robert Ghost Guerrero. He had Zab Judah, he had Chop Chop Cordy up there in camp, giving them guys some work, so them dudes can make some money. So he does do things like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, despite him acting a fool and doing all that, he does do things like this, man. But the situation with Tank, here's the thing. And I think even Floyd is missing a little bit because he says, he mentions something about how, Devin Haney got one more fight at 140 and Tank is fighting at 130. I'm like, no, man, you don't know your boy fighting at 135. But I think Floyd thing is he thinks these two dudes is never going to fight. And he's looking at it, and we look at his perspective. I'm helping a young man that came to me to ask for help that's out here trying to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at it from that perspective, regardless of how you feel, whether you want to say it's wrong or whether you want to say, whatever it is, you got to look at it from that perspective and say, you know what, man, I still feel like that's kind of like a double-edged sword, but at the same time, you got to give Floyd props for that because what do I always talk about? And I say a lot of times you have, some of our leaders, they don't pass on that knowledge. So if Floyd chooses to pass that knowledge on to Devin Haney, regardless of who he has as in his camp with Tank, hey, man, that's his prerogative, man. What do you think about that, man?
Yeah, it's his prerogative. But let me say, to add on what Bo said, man, Floyd Mayweather is really known for what he does and shit. You know what I'm saying? Outside the ring in terms of, the hoes he got, the money he got, how many cars he got and all that shit. But what people don't see is that every year Floyd is basically passing out shit for holidays to the unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know about that. He invites kids and shit to his gym, you know what I'm saying, to get a workout in. A lot of people don't know about that. In terms of paying for funerals, of course, he paid for Gennaro Hernandez's funeral. The guy that he fought was the reigning WBA champion at the time. Floyd was up-and-coming kid, got that shot, was able to beat Gennaro Hernandez and got his first world title. Floyd never forgot that, went back, and whenever Hernandez passed, he paid for his funeral. Now he does it again, right? Floyd. So,
hey, I'm sorry, I wanted to interrupt real quick, and I do apologize.
No, you good.
He also sponsored the that thing that they have every year in Vegas. What is that? The Boxing Expo.
The Boxing Expo, yeah.
Which was Corrales' wife that started. He funded that for them. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Good point. You know what I'm saying? So he does a lot outside of his brash personality and the way he acts and shit, dog. He does do things, and he doesn't actually put the shit on camera. You know what I'm saying? He puts how he is on camera because he knows that's how he makes money, right? But you won't see Floyd actually videotaping and then posting the shit on Instagram. At least I hadn't seen that shit, the good deeds that he's done. So in essence, man, he Floyd isn't just this bad guy that everybody fucking thinks he is, right? So I just wanted to piggyback off that. But now, since I did that, there's always a double-edged or another side to that sword, right? Now, with Floyd saying that he wants to help black fighters, right? That's what he said. He didn't give context to what he said. He just basically said, hey, Devin Haney is a black kid and he's doing, he's out here trying to make something of himself. He asked me for help, so I'm going to help him. Okay, I get that, right? And I don't see anything wrong with Devin Haney asking Floyd for help. I see nothing wrong with that. I do see a little bit something wrong with Floyd actually doing it because there's a conflict of interest, dog. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Devin Haney is a rival to your number one protege and Gervonta Davis, right? But more so, Floyd Mayweather is an opportunist at times, right? Think about it, man. When all of this went down, it was around the time that the whole George Floyd thing happened, right? His daughter had just happened. She stabbed up some dude for what was that? What's that boy's name? NBA fuck boy. I forgot his name.
Oh yes.
NBA fuck boy. Yeah, him. Right. Stabbed up some bitch over that dude and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or was it Moneybag Ho?
It was Moneybag. So yeah, it was one of the most.
Might have been Moneybag Ho. Whatever. Yo, point is, little niggas, I don't never remember their names, bro. But point is, bro, she stabbed up some woman for him, and all this shit went down. Then Floyd immediately said, I'm gonna start training. I'm about to go in the gym. Roger Mayweather passed. All that shit has happened. There's a collection of things that have happened, right? But the number one thing that everyone has their eyes on is this whole George Floyd situation. And then you got all the marches and the rioting and all that shit that's going on. Floyd is an opportunist when he tells you on May 30th, right, in the middle of all this, oh, man, I'm just trying to help black people out. He's an opportunist. This is the same guy that in the past said, hey, man, shit, I'm not about to put my neck out on the line for nobody. I'm all about money. Yep. You know what I'm saying? He said that several times when there were black issues out there happening. Floyd Mayweather has come out and said several times, I'm not putting my neck on the line, nigga. Nope. That whole, what was it, Versace or Gucci, one of them stupid niggas, man. That shit was going on. He was like, shit, he made a video. Shit, I'm about to buy a whole lot of this shit right now. And everybody's like, damn, the nigga Floyd a coon, man. He a coon, man. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. When all those other situations with, black civilians and police officers were happening, all of them happening and shit. Tamir Rice, right? We can name them all. All that shit was happening. Floyd was sitting on the sidelines like, shit, nigga, I'm making money. I ain't got nothing to say about that. Right? Mm-hmm. He's an opportunist, people. Remember that. So what he's saying, I'm just trying to help black fighters. There is some type of opportunity there he's trying to grasp if he's saying this shit in the public. Because Floyd Mayweather's track record is, I'm not really that type of nigga that will stand up for my people. That's his track record.
Oh, yes.
All right. Then you can look at the fighters he's got. He's talking about, I'm just trying to help black people. Okay. Young black fighters is what he said. I'm just trying to help young black fighters. That's fine. What about Stephen Fulton? Chris Colbert, Jaron Ennis. Now check me if y'all can, dog. A lot of motherfuckers go in and out of the Floyd Mayweather gym, right? But you don't see any exclusive footage of Floyd Mayweather helping these young black fighters out. Joshua Greer Jr. Shit, one motherfucker that really needs Floyd's help, Rashidi Ellis. Mm-hmm. Hadn't seen that. Did I mention Chris Colbert already? That's
you did.
Okay,
you did.
There's a bunch of them. Shit, Daniel Dubois, nigga, we can go to the UK with this shit. Go Go to the UK with it. Lawrence Okoli need mad help. That nigga need all sorts of help. You see what I'm saying? He didn't put context to this, people, so I want to hear. He's talking about black Americans. He didn't say that. He said young black fighters. That's what he said. What he's trying to do is he's trying to bag Devin Haney. Because, and look, I see nothing wrong with this. But as I tell you guys all the time, man, you got to read between the lines of what people are telling you, right? He's trying to bag Devin Haney. He sees that Devin Haney is a guy that reminds him of himself. He's a young fighter that wants to fight. He wants the big fights early in his career like Floyd did, right? Floyd didn't want to be pushed slow. Floyd's father wanted him being pushed slow, right? Hence why his dad did not want him fighting. Who was it, Bo? Diego Corrales.
Diego Corrales.
Yep. His dad petitioned like a motherfucker to try to keep Floyd from fighting Diego Corrales, right? But Floyd always wanted those big fights. Shit, the general boxing consensus didn't think he was ready for Gennaro Hernandez.
Sure did.
Right? So Devin Haney reminds him of himself because Devin Haney's out here right now doing that, or at least saying he wants to do it. He hasn't been getting those opportunities, but he's saying he wants to do it. He's saying he wants to fight those big names. He's saying he wants to be put in there when everybody thinks he's green. He wants to be put in there, right? He's a guy that came into boxing thinking about business, right? So the motherfucker started his own promotional company and told Eddie Hearn, nah, man, you can co-promote me and shit. I still got Devin Haney Promotions. As a matter of fact, I also want some dates. You know what I'm saying?
Sure did.
Right? Floyd enjoys the fuck out of that because it reminds him of himself. So he's trying to bag Devin Haney, man. That's what he's doing. He don't give a fuck about young black fighters. He don't care about the rest of them niggas. He just wants Devin Haney. That's it. Right? And there's a relationship with Devin Haney ever since he was like 8 or 9 years old. He wants Devin Haney, just like he wanted Shakur Stevenson, but he already knows he already lost him to top rank fucking Andre Ward and my man Jay Prince. He already knows he lost him to them niggas. He definitely not gonna challenge Jay Prince. We already know what happened whenever Jay Prince got a hold of that nigga once. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know the story, I'll tell it another day. You know so he's definitely not gonna challenge Jay Prince. Right? So you already know he lost Shakur Stevenson to him. So the next best thing for him is Devin Haney. So that's what he's trying to do right now, man. Bag him. And I think it's a good opportunity for Floyd to bag him. Because if you look at his fighters, man, you know, Floyd has a host of Latino fighters fighting for TMT, man. You know what I'm saying? He does. But he's got guys like Malik Warren, who is basically a blood brother of Gervonta Davis, you know, brother from another family, right? He's also got Malik Hawkins, who's also up under Gervonta Davis. So Tank Davis actually brought guys to TMT. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably another reason why Floyd probably shouldn't just shit on the nigga, because I bet you if Tank leaves, those two niggas is going with him. And Malik Hawkins is a pretty good fighter. Malik Warren is too young. He's too green. But Malik Hawkins is a pretty decent fighter. You know what I'm saying? Then he's got guys like Sharif Boguer. I mean, Sharif Boguer got his ass whooped by my dude. Who is it, Bo? My dude. Richard Abreu. Sharif Boguer's ass.
You are killing me with this, man.
You know what I'm saying? Floyd still got him. You know, he's got Maurice Lee. Nah. Right? Richardson Hutchins. Y'all might not even know these niggas. Nah. Right? You know, he's got Ronald Gavriel. I know he's not black, but I just had to point that out. That's the motherfucker that had the 2 fights with David Benavidez.
David Benavidez sure is.
You know, he's got Jalen Love. You know, Linnell.
Never got that far, David Benavidez.
Yeah, Linnell Bellows. Y'all probably don't even know who the fuck he is, right? Of course, Badu Jack, right? Andrew Tabiti. Andrew Tabiti got exposed by fucking Unier Doritos. And the WBSS Bowes homeboy exposed the shit out of Andrew Tabiti, right? He's got a nigga named Vidal Riley. Never heard of him. Lionel Thompson just got the biggest win of his career when he beat I don't know what Jose Uzcategui was doing, but I don't know what the fuck Uzcategui was doing in that fight. But trust me, that was a fluke. Lionel Thompson ain't gonna do nothing else. I know Rick Muhammad gonna kill me for that because Rick Muhammad is his manager. But I'm telling you right now, dog, Lionel Thompson is not a great fighter. I see him losing to any of the top fighters at 175, right? You know, Kevin, the second coming Newman. Man, Ladarius Miller's claim to fame is beating Jamel Herring before he was a WBO champion, and he just beat a faded ass Jezreel Corrales. That's his claim to fame. But a lot of niggas don't know him either, right? So those are the fighters in his stable. So if he's really talking about trying to help these black fighters, now why do you have all these whack ass niggas sitting in your stable, bro? Why are we not going for the other guys? Now that answer could be relative. It could be because, hey, those guys don't want to fuck with Floyd Mayweather, or it could be they don't want to fuck with him because of how Floyd Mayweather really is. You see what I'm saying? I don't know about you, Bo, but if a motherfucker is really openly talking about, yeah, I want to help black fighters, and I'm a young black fighter, guess where I'm going? You know what I'm saying? If he's authentic about wanting to help black fighters, right? He's genuine about wanting to help black fighters, and he's been outward about that. I'm going over to him. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, that kind of gives you an idea of his how genuine he is when he says this, right? He's an opportunist. You guys got to remember that.
You know, here's the thing, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate, but before I do, let me say something. I remember when the whole Black Lives Matter started. I remember at a fight when it was Felix Diaz, and he had a shirt that said Black Lives Matter. I remember when they asked Floyd. Floyd interrupted the commentator and said, all lives matter. I will never forget that. That pissed me the fuck off. Because they asked him about, Floyd, how do you feel, you know, when it comes to black lives? He said, all lives matter.
Yep, I remember that.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I want to play devil's advocate because some people might be like, hey, man, 2K, fuck. Now, Floyd is changing his ways because his uncle Roger Mayweather passed away, and that really affected him, man.
That might be true, but we don't know that yet. Listen, man, to me, bro, a zebra don't change his stripes. Floyd Mayweather is not young. He's old. He's getting set in his ways. He's, 43, turning 44, if I'm not mistaken. Getting to that point where he's getting ready to be set in his ways. Well, them stripes are becoming more permanent. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect Floyd Mayweather to be on the front lines marching and shit, bro. I don't expect that. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's an opportunity to bag Devin Haney, which I'm not faulting him for that. He should go for it because I think it's a good fit, to be honest with you. It's an excellent fit, right? He could teach Devin Haney everything he knows, and Devin Haney would be able to mimic that because of his fighting style, right? As long as he's under the tutelage of Floyd Mayweather. Hell, his sons ain't going to be fighting anytime soon. Might as well give it to somebody. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Devin Haney is that right person for the job, in my opinion. So it's an excellent fucking opportunity. But just remember, it's an opportunity, not necessarily shitting on Floyd. You know, we gave him praise for what he's doing for George Floyd before this, you know, this dissertation, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, y'all got to read between the lines, man. He's an opportunist, man. This is what it is.
You know, here's the thing about what you're saying is this right here. And I think we touched upon this on one of our shows, why y'all should listen to this show right here. Floyd Mayweather is looking at what's happening with Devin Haney. He's not being put in the mix like he want to be because Top Rank has control of every motherfucking thing, right? Eddie Hearn so far with Matchroom, and, you know, he sees that well running dry. So what is he doing, right? Because, mind you, Devin Haney been fighting for a while. Floyd could have taught him some shit a while ago. Okay? Right. I'm just saying, let's keep it real. Devin Haney been fucking fighting for a while. Floyd could have dropped some shit a while ago. And then I say this all the time. Floyd is the control freak. That tape of him training Devin Haney don't drop if Floyd don't want it to drop.
Exactly.
Because Floyd makes it very clear. All you got to do is go back and watch it 24/7. You have to turn off your cameras and phone. They collect your shit at the fucking gym. Yep. When he's about to spar, when he's about to do anything. Okay? So Floyd is a control freak. That dropped because he wanted it to drop. Then think about what Devin Haney is saying. Devin Haney is basically saying, listen, whatever's going on with me and Floyd, that's our business. Tank ain't, you know, that Tank ain't got nothing to do with that. Well, the only way Tank won't have nothing to do with that is if you and this man is doing business. It's the only reason why. If 2K, okay, was out here in them streets, and he all of a sudden, he said, "Yo, Bo, Nike called." I'm like, "All right, man, I'm gonna go to this meeting." No, bro, you can't go to this meeting. You keep the car warming. Now, tell you what,
Right.
this big nigga shit right here. So yeah, man, everything you saying is factual. Now, at the end of the day, we hope he proves us wrong, but until he do, hey man, this is the stance we gonna have, man. But man, Virtue also says, so 2K, you think Mayweather's doing this for PR?
Not necessarily for PR, but more so for that opportunity to bag Devin. You know what I'm saying? It's if he comes out in the media and basically shows that he's turned over a new leaf in this instance, right? Maybe it can get Devin Haney to better understand that Floyd Mayweather is about black fighters, and that could basically pull Devin Haney in. You see what I'm saying? Devin Haney right now is signed to a white man, co-promoted by a white man. That might get him to. It's more of a way to persuade him into thinking, "Hey, man, you need to come over here with us. This is what we about. We helping black fighters." You see what I'm saying? So it's partial PR, but more so, in my opinion, to grasp or obtain that opportunity that is Devin Haney.
My man Vincent Johnson say, "What's up, fellas? Floyd is solid. #respect." My fellow military brother. Hey, shout out to Vince, man. Military brother. Vince, I think, is also on the voting board for one of those Hall of Fame votings. I can't remember which one it is, but shout out to my man Vince.
My man.
Sports Point Advantage say, facts, 2K. He has done this several times, but he gives like a human and not to benefit.
Yeah, I mean, he does. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to point that out before I went to the other side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that Floyd does that is not on camera. Like I said, Devin Haney gave this to Skid Row a couple of times. But what did Devin Haney do? The motherfucker recorded and put it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So people didn't think he was genuine because he had to show everybody on Twitter and Instagram that he was giving the Skid Row instead of just doing it and letting, nature take its course. If motherfuckers found out you did it, then good. If they didn't, it is what it is, right? Now, me personally, I didn't think too much into that. It was like, hey, man, he's giving the Skid Row. I mean, he's putting it on social media just so you guys can get to know who he is. Not necessarily looking for the attention. He's just like, hey, this is what Devin Haney's about, right? Because he's not really known like that. But at the end of the day, people are going to challenge your credibility, how genuine you are, how authentic you are, and how you move, man, how your actions are being made. And that is one way that they judge it. They're going to say, oh, you looking for fucking attention, bro. That shit ain't real, right? Floyd Mayweather's never done that. He's never actually came out and publicly had to show motherfuckers what he's done.
Yep.
Even though the majority of the world hates him. He didn't try to alleviate some of that hate by showing what he does and, on a yearly basis or however often he does it. I just know yearly he's always doing something on all these goddamn holidays and stuff like that. He's never come out here and made sure to publish that information so that he can alleviate some of that hate. Maybe it's because he knew the hate was what was making him the most money, so he didn't want to alleviate that hate. Maybe that's what it is. But at the end of the day, man, it still helps with the authenticity of what he's doing and helps you understand that, hey, maybe the nigga is really genuine about how he feels and how he does things for people off camera. But all I know is when he comes out, given his track record of how he's never stepped up for black people and has actually been in public telling you that he's not going to step up for black people, he comes out of nowhere and says, now, oh yeah, we're trying to help black fighters. Nah. There's something behind that, dog.
Yeah, very true, very true. But man, Virgil also said, I commend Floyd for paying for the funeral service of Mr. George Floyd. Absolutely. And Sporting Advance said, Roger Mayweather, only man to mock a whole crowd of Mexican with interest, and then they cheer and chant his name after. And right. The Texan who's in these streets.
In these streets.
That Tabiti one went real bad. Even the WBSS page roasted him.
Yeah, because the nigga lost to a full-grown bag of chips, man.
The nigga lost to probably the greatest Cuban, hardest punching Cuban fighter in history.
That nigga lost to a nigga that was made by Frito-Lay. That's Junior Doritos, nigga. That's who he lost to. And that's why niggas is killing him right now.
Oh, man. All right, man, let's move on to the next topic, man. Since my man 2K don't want to give Junior Doritos. Like, it seems like the only Cuban motherfucker he know is Richard Abreu.
Hey, man. Look, Richard Abreu be one of Floyd's fathers. I know that.
Yeah.
Whooped his ass. He gave him his first loss, too.
He sure did.
Niggas was talking hot shit about Sharif Boguer. Oh, man, that nigga fast as fuck. That nigga got them hands like Zab Judah, man. Look at that footwork. Man, Richard Abreu was like, get this little nigga out of here, man. Easy.
So WBC heavyweight champion Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury believes that the only one big reason why Deontay Wilder is taking this immediate trilogy fight is the money. Tyson Fury believes that Deontay Wilder is just too much money to leave out there on the table. And that's why he's saying one of the biggest reason that Deontay Wilder is taking this trilogy fight is the money. I 100% disagree with that.
Hell yeah.
100%. Hell yeah. Hell motherfucking yeah. Listen, Deontay Wilder is a prideful dude. And we've said this right here on this show. Deontay Wilder's done a lot of shit. He said a lot of shit that I can't get with. But the one thing I don't question is that man mental toughness and mental makeup. He does want his motherfucking get back. Mind you, he was gonna fight Tyson Fury in July, knowing that his fucking arm probably wouldn't have been 100%. Okay, so say whatever you want to say. He was going to fight Tyson in the third fight. As a matter of fact, he wanted Tyson immediately following their first fight when they did not have a rematch clause. When he got that fucking draw, there was no rematch clause. He got the draw. He could have moved on. He said, "No, man, I'll rematch him." Okay, Bob Arum said, "No. Wait a minute. Wait. It's money in this shit. What was the pay-per-view numbers? No. Hold on, it's money in it."
Right.
Hold on, motherfucker. Hold on.
Exactly.
Frank, don't you sign them goddamn papers? Frank, I'll be there in 1 hour. Don't sign shit.
Hell yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
But, okay, let Tyson Fury, and wait a minute, he could have told Tyson, "Hey man, fuck you, dog. You gonna have 2 fights? Fuck you." Nope. He said, "Hey man, no problem. I'm gonna have your 2 fights. I'll fight you," and fought him. Right now, some of y'all are gonna say, "Bro, the WBC made him a #1 contender." Yes, they did, but he still was going to fight Tyson Fury regardless of what the WBC said. See,
right?
WBC had nothing to do with that. He still was going to fight Tyson Fury. As a matter of fact, when Luis Ortiz got in his face, he jumped in the ring and said, "I'm gonna bless you one more time with opportunity. Don't you blow it." Yep. Right? You know what I'm saying? Luis Ortiz ran over to the corner, stuck his head out, got all in Wilder's face, and Wilder got in the ring and said, "All right, motherfucker, I'm gonna bless you one more time, goddamn."
Right. You did.
Don't you blow it. I'm gonna bless you one more time, motherfucker, because you got all in my face. Don't you blow it. So it has, for Deontay Wilder, it really does have, it doesn't have anything to do for money. Deontay Wilder is a prideful dude. He wants to get his get back. And at the end of the day, he said this, and I still believe this to this day. He actually feels that belt belongs to his daughter because of the condition that she has. And I've said this, and Prodigy said this. I will always support any man that uplifts his family out of poverty and does something and makes some of themselves, because Deontay Wilder was delivering soda pop and shit like that. Then he found out his daughter had this condition, and that's
spinal bifida.
Spinal bifida. And when she had that, that's when that motherfucker turned to boxing to create something better, man. What's your take on this, Prod?
Well, I mean, everybody does. Everything we do is it's about money, man. You know, there's not a single soul out there. There's a lot of niggas out there that say, "Ah, man, you know, I don't give a fuck about the money." Yeah, until you're a broke ass nigga and can't pay for groceries. You know what I'm saying? You can't pay your goddamn light bill and all that shit. Then money at that moment in time, you getting ready to get evicted and all that. Money at that moment in time becomes fucking important. So not a single soul out there that can really convince me that any move that they make is not really money oriented, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about priority. Where is it at on your list, right? Your totem pole of priorities. And for Deontay Wilder, I don't think it's #1, like Tyson Fury seems to believe. I think what Tyson Fury's doing, he's just saying that because of how he obliterated Deontay Wilder. And he's like, man, this motherfucker won't go away. It's got to be because of the money. You see what I'm saying?
Very good point. That's a very good point.
Right, because he's like, the motherfucker can't beat me. You know, look what I did to this nigga in the first and the second fight. Motherfucker can't beat me. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be the money. Why this motherfucker want to exact this rematch clause? You know what I'm saying? There's no other reason. That's Tyson Fury thinking, or at least he could be trolling. Tyson Fury is a big ass troll, right? So the only thing different between a troll and Tyson Fury is the hair, nigga. He don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, motherfucker even kind of look like one, dog. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? He's really just trolling. He could be just trolling Deontay Wilder, but let's just say for the sake of the fact that the idea that he could be really thinking this, that'd be the reason why. Look, man, Deontay Wilder is a dude that, in my opinion, from what I've seen, I've never seen him mention money. Remember, he turned down that big-ass deal with DAZN that was going to guarantee him a fight with Anthony Joshua. Whether you believe, it was because he was ducking Joshua or not, right? Whether you really believe that, he wanted to be a free agent, he'd rather put, like he said, put all his apples in his own basket and basically depend on himself to get his career where he wants it to be. Whether you believe that or not, at the end of the day, the decision was made and he turned down a huge fucking bag to sign with DAZN. So that right there should tell you it's not necessarily about the money with how Deontay Wilder runs his career, right? He could have made, in my opinion, from what I believe, this is my opinion, I think that if he would have fought Dillian White in the UK, he would have made more money doing that than fighting Luis Ortiz. You see what I'm saying? I definitely think he would have made more money. Hell, not even fighting Dillian White in the UK. If he would have fought Dillian White in the US instead of fighting Dominic Brazil, he would have made more money. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there's opportunities there that Deontay Wilder has passed up on that he could have made, money going, the left route, but he went the right. You know what I'm saying? He could have made more money going the left route, right? Then just his track record in general, man, who he is, how he acts, how he moves. I could tell y'all niggas to do something right now, man. Go to Google, type in, Deontay Wilder and shit. Not too many pictures of him, basically flossing his jewelry or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I had to literally, to get that picture y'all see of him, it's a GQ magazine picture of him on this thumbnail and shit for this video. I had to literally type in Deontay Wilder jewelry, nigga. I had to do something like that to get that goddamn picture. You see what I'm saying? And then the funny part about that is, nigga, they had a picture of Floyd. A picture of Floyd, nigga.
That's what's up.
That nigga popped up in that search for some reason. So, but when you type in guys like Floyd and Tank Davis, you don't even have to type in jury at the end of that goddamn search criteria, nigga. Just type in their names. The boatload of pictures of them niggas flossing their jewelry and shit comes up. You see what I'm saying? So Deontay Wilder is not even that type of guy. Basically what I'm saying is he's never been that type of guy that comes into the goddamn, into the media like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look at the watch, look at the whip, nigga, look at the wings. He don't do that.
Very true. That's very true.
So most niggas that have the character of thinking it's all about the money. It's all about how many bitches I can pay for. It's all about how many whips I can buy, right? They floss it. That's part of the character. Deontay Wilder doesn't have that in his character. So that's another indication that it's not necessarily about the money to him. He is all about his legacy. Always has been, man. And motherfuckers going to be like, how can he be about his legacy when he fought 8 bums? You know what I'm saying? As his title defenses. The motherfucker fought who they put in front of him at the end of the day. And don't forget, he was trying to get Anthony Joshua. At one point in time, I was rolling with Anthony Joshua in terms of who had the upper hand in that negotiation until Anthony Joshua came out and said, yeah, pay me $50 million and I'll fight him. And then they said they had that $50 million. He came out on his own volition, right? We didn't tell Anthony Joshua, hey, man, come out and tell us that you're not going to fight him. He did it himself, right? They could have handled that shit behind the scenes. Anthony Joshua came out himself and said, I'm not fighting. That's his fault. You know what I'm saying? He fucked up the upper hand there, in my opinion. So ever since then, I was like, you know what? And then the fact that he fought Luis Ortiz when he didn't have to, and then rematched him when he didn't have to, a fight that I thought he was losing all the way, even though, the judges were getting ready to rob Luis Ortiz on the scorecards if Wilder didn't knock him out, right?
Yep.
He was losing the first fight, in my opinion, dog. And he rematched him. He didn't have to do that. Right? That tells you the kind of character he has. And that character is, man, he's really all about his legacy. And money is a second, maybe even tertiary priority, man.
Yeah, most listen, man. And it's funny, too, because, of course, people are going to hear, wait a minute. I remember when you fucking guys were bashing him. Now you're ass kissing? Well, here's the thing, man. No, we don't ass kiss. But we told you. Huh?
Just speak the truth.
That's really what it is, dog. Like, that's really, because you know what's funny? I hear people who always tell me about Tyson. Oh, he fought this guy. He fight that. Who was that guy when he fought? Okay, but he beat everybody he put in front of him. I've heard people say the same thing about Vladimir Klitschko. Well, it was the worst era, but he had to beat everybody he put in front of him. See what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you still got to beat everybody you put in front of him. And then keep in mind, the guys that they put in front of him, like the Spilkers and the Molinas, were beating him. Until this motherfucker landed that right hand that he solely believed in.
Right.
He solely believed in that. And I give him credit from this aspect. I wasn't okay with Deontay Wilder talking about some catching the body on his resume. I was not cool with that at all, period.
Nah.
But this is where two things he did that I like. Number one, he said it. He stuck with it. The nigga didn't apologize for it. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean. You know, he didn't pull a Devin Haney. And Devin Haney could have learned from that because the WBC didn't snatch that motherfucker off him when he didn't apologize. They didn't tell Deontay Wilder, give us this shit. Deontay Wilder said, listen, man, I know what's going on in the sport of boxing. I know about people dying. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I said what I said, and, you know, that's how I feel. That's what he said. Right? He did that, and then he got in the ring with Tyson Fury, and he was willing to pay that sacrifice that he said he wanted to do with somebody else. He was willing to pay that against Tyson Fury. That's why he was pissed off that they stopped that fucking fight. At no point in time, and even Andre Ward said this, Deontay Wilder never looked for a way out in the fight. He was getting beat the fuck up. Got to give a motherfucker credit for that. Now,
let me tell you this. Look, he's never actually called out any of those bum-ass niggas that he fought. Arthur Spilka, Johan Duhaupas. Hell, you can even throw Chris Arreola in there when he couldn't fight Alexander Povetkin, right? He was actually still trying to fight Alexander Povetkin, even though Povetkin popped hot. It was his handlers that were like, nah, we going back to the U.S. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, he never actually called any of those motherfuckers out, bro.
That's
you
very
see
true.
what I'm saying? The Gerald Washingtons and shit. He didn't call them out. The only ones he called out was fucking Luis Ortiz, Alexander Povetkin, and fucking Tyson Fury, man. He fought 2 out of 3 of those guys. Rematched 2 out of 3 of those guys. Hell, a lot of motherfuckers are like, oh, man, he only called out Tyson Fury because he saw an opportunity. He was fat and out of shape. Okay, that's fine. Cool. That was the first fight. But what about the second? He didn't have to rematch him. He kept his belt. He could have turned his back and kept moving and then said, hey, man, give me that nigga Eric Molina again. He could have said that. No, he immediately rematched Tyson Fury under his own volition. Right? That was his will. He did that himself. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the money was good, but at the end of the day, he didn't have to do that. Was it that much of a risk, or was the risk, let me say this, was the risk high enough to basically, was the money big enough to basically supplement the risk? That's what I'm trying to say, right? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? He still could have got big money fighting fucking Eric Molina again. Nowhere near as much as he got with Tyson Fury. But shit, if you fight about 4 or 5 more fucking Eric Molinas and now not only have increase your title defenses from 10 to fucking 15, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it'll equal up to that one fight. And you're still undefeated and you still look like you're invincible. And guess what? You've moved up the ladder in terms of consecutive title defenses in the heavyweight division. He could have went that easy ass route, but he didn't. So that's what I'm saying, man. He's displayed every reason for you guys to think that it's not about the money.
Let me piggyback off something, because my pushback to anybody that says he thought he had an opportunity, that's why he fought Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, he didn't fight him right away. Tyson Fury had 2 training camps because he had 2 subpar fights. He gave that motherfucker 2 training camps, then he fought him. It wasn't like he just took the motherfucker off his couch and fought him. Anthony Joshua fought a Vladimir Klitschko coming off a loss and was out of the sport 2 years. No training camp, no warm-up, no fight, no nothing.
Yep.
Tyson Fury, he's had 2 fucking fights. Whether, and I say this all the time, I don't give a fuck about the opponent. It's the fact he had a training camp. because you wear off most of your rust in training camp. You get most of your weight down in training camp. He gave that motherfucker 2 training camps and then fought him. Then let the nigga get 2 more training camps and fought him again. So.
Exactly. 2 more. 2 more before both fights. 2 before both fights, bro. Come on, man. Stop, man.
Man, my mama Denise said, hey, what's up, Mama Denise? Mike, 3 Kings Boxing said there is space to criticize Wilder on how he fights, but praise him for having a fighters/warriors, even alpha mindset. Mike, I would agree with you one thing. When I saw that motherfucker with that man weave and that skirt.
Yeah. That alpha, yeah, take the alpha off of there, bro. He got a warrior's mentality in the ring. But when you say alpha, that is global, nigga. That's in the ring, out the ring. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, in the bathtub, nigga. At the dinner table. That's how you know what I'm saying? You're critiqued as an alpha globally, nigga. Nah, that nigga wearing skirts and shit. Nah, bro. And twerking and shit. Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Well, Smitty Smith said, in the house, salute to everyone.
Yep.
One advantage said Molina first few rounds was landing a lot on Wilder. All these he can't box fan, please shut the fuck up. Well, man, the Texan says, I always thought Fury's face really shaped like that troll me.
Look like him, dog. You look like one of them. I'm telling you, man, he just need the fucking hair, man. He be set.
You are wrong, dog. You are so wrong. Mike said, damn, I forgot about the skirt. Yeah, Mike.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Mike said, damn, I forgot about the skirt. Yeah, man. He was trancing around England proud of that motherfucker, wasn't he, dog?
That nigga was posing in that motherfucker, man. That shit was I was like, all right, bro. Look, man. All right, bro.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, the one that man weave though really did it for me, though. I was like, oh,
man, look. Niggas be doing that shit nowadays, bro. They get like waves and shit, and it'll be weave, you know. But that skirt thing, man, like I would never do both. But if I had a gun to my head, I'm choosing the weave, man. Fuck the skirt. I'm not wearing no dress, no skirts, none of that, bro. No panties, no bras, nah, bro.
I'm with you on that. I'm not panties, no drawers. All right, man. As always, go to 3kingsboxing.com. We had interviewed Oliver Mccall, former WBC heavyweight champion, and I got to tell you, man, that was the funniest and most informative 37 minutes of an interview I've ever watched. Oliver Mccall is the reason why I changed my hashtag to old young head.
Word up.
You know what, though? Woo! He said some shit in that interview. I got a lot out that interview. I don't want to take too much. I know my man Prod want to talk about it because he was on there. But one of the things that got me was he already highlighted what we had already said. It ain't the fighters who is being scared. Sometimes the promoters have a plan, and they know you can disrupt that plan. See? So they like, no, you can disrupt that plan. That's how it was with Tyson. That's how it was with Holyfield. He said he walked into the office and saw Holyfield. Ooh, he said, I was happy. I said, ooh, I'm going to whoop you.
Yeah, he said, he looked at him, he said, you next.
He said, yeah, you next. And Don was like, oh, no.
Yeah, Don King was like, nah, hold on, bro. You tripping, man. Step outside for a second, Oliver. Step outside my office for a second, man.
Yeah.
Let me holler at you.
Yeah. He told that. He talked about how he said, man, Don Snake Ass knew Emmanuel Stewart was in the next room. And he was just cussing and hollering about Emmanuel Stewart, and next thing he know, Emmanuel was no longer there. Oh man, he told some stuff. But the one thing I like is that he did say, and I like that he said it, just like, he said when they have a plan, you'll be surprised at how far promoters go through when you have a plan. Me and you talked off air about that Frank Bruno situation. We was like, man, that scorecard was terrible in that damn Bruno fight. And he said it. He said the same thing. All they had to do was survive because they knew Tyson was coming out, and Don had a plan. He wanted to put that belt back on Tyson, right? Hell, me and you talked about how the situation with Lennox Lewis came about. So wait a minute. Didn't that nigga fight for it? But that nigga, he fought for a belt. Then he didn't have a belt. Did he? I think he fought for. He beat who was it? He beat somebody for the WBA. Then for whatever reason, he no longer had it. And he beat for the WBC. And for whatever reason, Mike Tyson never had the motherfucking belt. And wound up fighting Bruno for the WBA. And then the WBC was thrown on who? Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
What the fuck was this shit?
Yeah. Yep. Corruption, man. You already know.
Go ahead, man. You was on there. What was your favorite part about that, man?
Well, I mean, my favorite part is how he went in on fucking Tyson Fury and Andy Ruiz, and he basically said, without giving y'all too much of the interview, because all you got to do is stay right here on Facebook, scroll down, interviews on there, or you can go to 3kingsboxing.com, go to the interviews tab, and it's right there. You know what I'm saying? Click on it, watch it based directly from the website. But the motherfucker said that, you know, when asked, you know, who is he looking at fighting if he's trying to get himself back in contention, he immediately said Tyson Fury. He just don't think Tyson Fury is that good. And the backstory behind that is because Tyson Fury tried to fight his son Elijah whenever Elijah Mccall was, you know, still a prospect, a very young prospect. He didn't say exactly when. He just said he was extremely green, and they got a call saying Tyson Fury want to fight him. Well, Oliver McCall's response to that was like, nah, motherfucker, you trying to fight my son while he green, nigga, why don't you fight me? And he said, you know, the nigga was hooping and hollering, I'll fight you, bro, I'll fight you. And Tyson Fury didn't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? So ever since he tried to target his son while he was green, basically trying to fuck his career up, he said, I want Tyson Fury. But he said more so than that, he wants Andy Ruiz because Andy Ruiz actually knocked his son out. Gave him, I think, his first loss, if I'm not mistaken, or might have been his second. But he actually knocked his son Elijah Mccall out. And he said when he knocked him out, he jumped in the ring and told Andy Ruiz, I want to fight you. And Andy Ruiz told him then he would fight him. But then, ain't been no smoke since. But, you know, I told the champ, man, I said, look, man, that shit could be a sign of respect, man. You know,
yeah,
55 years old, bro. They're not trying to fight you, bro. You're too old, man. Basically, I didn't tell him he was too old, but, you know, he got the idea. It's a sign of respect, man. And his thing was like, nah, fuck that, nigga. Don't give me no – basically, like, don't give me that kind of respect. If I think I can beat y'all, then give me that opportunity is what he was saying. So that shit right there was crazy, bro. And other things like, you know, my man Big Cool asked him who was the hardest puncher he's ever fought. And a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, man, easy. You know, Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. He fought Mike Tyson sparring. He fought Lennox Lewis. You know, Lennox Lewis is the only nigga that knock him out. You know, them box rec niggas. He the only one knock him out. It's Lennox Lewis, right? But they don't know that fight. That was the fight. You know, he was, and he'll tell you he was on drugs and shit. You know, he was going through a depression state, right? And he started crying in the ring. Lennox Lewis was landing bombs on this nigga. He was shaking him off. Like, man, get off, nigga. I'm over here crying. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's pretty much what he was doing. So if you watch that fight, you know the reason why he stopped the fight is because Oliver McCall just didn't want to fight no more because he was mentally done, right? Mm-hmm. So he wasn't hurt by any of those punches Lennox was landing on him. He said the guys that punched the hardest is Burt Cooper. Go do your research. You don't know who Burt Cooper is, right? He said he was the hardest puncher that he's ever sparred. He said in the professional ring under the bright lights, it was Frank Bruno. He said Frank Bruno was pretty much without us knowing because I told him, I said, look, man, I've never seen you fucking wobble, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen you wobble in the ring, right? Well, he told us against Frank Bruno, he was genuinely hurt. He said he got hit in the eye and his eye swelled up. He said he had never got anything like that in his career. I think he's been fighting, 35 fucking years going on, man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? 35 fucking years, right? He said in that whole entire 35 years, he's never had no lumps and bruises and blood, nothing like that in any of his fights except Frank Bruno. So he said he hits the hardest. Interview was dope as fuck, man. And, of course, y'all know we be antagonizing motherfuckers, man, and instigating this shit. So we had him out there talking and sweating. You know what I'm saying? He was doing his thing, man. So go check that interview out, dog.
You know, my thing is, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to get to the text and I'm going to tell you something he said that I found. Best part of it was him saying, I bet when he and Ferguson were going to fight, told me a lot about the fight as they talking about friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he said him and Jesse Ferguson were sitting there playing cards and shit. And Jesse Ferguson got a phone call or somebody, pulled him to the side and they came back to playing cards. He said, man, guess guess who they want me to fight? And Oliver McCall was like, who? Jesse Ferguson said, you. They want me to fight you. Oliver was like, for real? Damn. Well, shit, let's go, nigga. I need the money. That's what I'm talking about, dog. For real, man. That's how it should be.
Yeah. Hell yeah. You know.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna put some 1 minute clips of all our interviews on this on this YouTube page and shit. So y'all can see some of the highlights of these interviews. There's a hell of a lot of interviews we've been getting, but I don't put them on the YouTube page. And I'm thinking about I'm gonna throw them on there and shit, the 1 minute clips, so y'all can see the highlights and then go to the actual fucking interview on the website. You know what I'm saying? To see the whole thing in full, man. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, man, you know, here's the thing. Oliver McCall, he's fought some of the top-notch heavyweights you can think of, man. He's been in the ring with them. And that fight with Lennox Lewis, even crying. I remember Lewis landing bombs. He was landing bombs and looking back. He was looking at the ref like, yo, man, what the fuck is this, man?
Right.
What the fuck is this, man?
Right.
Emmanuel Stewart was like, well, just keep hitting him. And Lewis like, well, shit, I'm gonna hurt myself hitting this motherfucker. You ain't going no goddamn way.
And break that chin, bro. I'm telling you, man, Oliver McCall has the best chin in boxing history. Fuck with me. Who got a better?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker is in the heavyweight division at a time where everybody was hitting hard, nigga.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody was hitting hard and niggas came to fight.
Exactly.
They came to fight, dog.
If they wasn't hitting hard, bro, you know what I'm saying? It was an accumulation of shit that was going to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? That's how the heavyweights were back in that time, the 80s and the 90s, bro. And and like I said, I never saw him wobble. This motherfucker's the only one that didn't get bent up like a pretzel being Mike Tyson's sparring partner, man.
Yeah.
He fought Mike Tyson several fucking there's that one sparring session in 1987 everybody likes and knows about and it's on fucking YouTube, right? But let me tell y'all niggas something. There's several more.
Oh, there's plenty more.
There's several more than that. You see what I'm saying? So he's the only one that kept showing back up and sparring with Mike Tyson. And then, quite frankly, he was giving Mike Tyson trouble.
Yeah, he was.
That's why Don King didn't want Mike Tyson fighting Oliver McCall, man. You see what I'm saying? So, hell yeah, man. There's no debate, in my opinion. This motherfucker got the best chin in boxing history, bro.
Yep. Now, the really, really best part, right, is 2K made the mistake of saying you wasn't supposed, you won fights you wasn't supposed to win. Oliver, I'm sorry, man. Oliver had to put the young HNIC and tell who said I wasn't supposed to win the fight? Who said he was stuttering, y'all. Let me not do that to him.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. This nigga Bo be out here. See, this is Bo trying to get me back for that goddamn video in the beginning. That's what that is. See, look, man. See, look. This is Bo trying to get me back for this.
It's basic, plus it's about time I introduce you to greatness, volume 1.
Oh, see? That's what that is.
Nah, man, I'm trying to get them to go listen to the video. Anybody that don't like 2K, they're going to be listening to the video trying to hear that part, man. Goddamn nigga, let me work.
Hell yeah.
But no, man, dope ass interview though. Dope ass interview, man. That interview was dope. That motherfucker, a lot of loving. Well, I shouldn't say loving.
Oh yeah, that shit was funny. Nigga, what you mean loving, nigga? Your old ass dick don't work no more. Just like Bo dick don't work no more.
Nah.
Oh shit, dog. Y'all niggas is limp than a bitch right now. Chilling, limp. I'm on the couch chilling, limp.
Hey, with the way the world is now, these young boys out here paying for shit. You got Adrian Broner paying for shit. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, dog. That's the way of the world now. Now fucked up bad now, dog, because you don't know what you're paying for now.
No, you don't.
You could be paying for a nigga you wouldn't even know. That shit crazy, bro. I'm scared, nigga. I'd be a scared motherfucker right now, bro, if I didn't have a wife, nigga.
I gotta get married. I gotta get married. This is some sure shit right here. That's why niggas is getting married right away. It'd be like, damn, dog, you met her a week ago. Yeah, man, she's a straight woman, 100%.
Yeah, dog.
I gotta get married, dog. I gotta get married.
That motherfucker be ugly, stank, fat. Nah, nigga, this is the best we can find, nigga. Shit. The best we can find, dog. I'll get right here.
I'll be right here. This motherfucker take out the garbage. What was that? What was the name of that movie where he was like, damn, this bitch don't even take out the garbage?
Oh, man. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
That movie with Janet Jackson and shit and Jill Scott. He like, this motherfucker don't even take out the garbage. God damn.
I'm telling you, bro.
Oh, my man.
Jay out here in the streets, man.
Oh, it's real fucked up. Jay said eating punches like a 250-pound mofo eating Lunchables.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, that motherfucker's chin, man, dog. Like that motherfucker's chin, dog. Straight made out of steel, nigga. You're not denting it, bro. It was incredible to see. And I told him on the interview, I really wanted to see him fight Ika Biabuche. Do you understand what kind of fight that would have been? Like Ika Biabuche is another one. The only reason why you can't rank Ika Biabuche's chin that high, even though he took a left hand, he took that left hook from David Tua like nothing, multiple times in that fight too, by the way. But the reason why you can't put Ika Biabuche's chin up there that high is because he really didn't fight those big hitters yet. He was getting to that point, besides David Tua and others, but he was getting to that point. You know what I'm saying? But he just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? He motherfucking nigga was crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no motherfucking other way to say it. That nigga was crazy. Crazy Ike. Nigga, that's his nickname. Crazy Ike. You know what I'm saying? So, but if that motherfucker was mentally stable, I would have loved to see Crazy Ike versus Oliver Mccall. I got Crazy Ike winning that fight. But damn, nigga, you would have seen bombs being landed and niggas just coming forward like nothing. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That shit would have been the battle of the fucking chins, bro. Straight up, man. That would have been great, bro. That would have reminded me, although Gay got knocked down, but it would have reminded me of that war between George Foreman and Ron Lyle, man. They had like 30 knockdowns between the two and shit. Yeah, they was the bombs they was throwing. They were throwing bombs like a motherfucker. See, Oliver Mccall and Ika Biabuche would have been a fucking mid-range to inside, even though Oliver Mccall had a jab. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker will sit there with you and bang. Yeah, you know what I mean? It would have been one of them kinds of fights, bro. Man, dog, it's just and this is another thing, bro. And we talk about this shit off the air a lot, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The niggas in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? The heavyweights of the 90s, nigga, there was fights that couldn't even be made, and we still talk about that goddamn era, dog. Yes, we do. Right? Ron Mercer, that motherfucker didn't fight Oliver Mccall, right? Nope. Ron Mercer didn't fight Mike Tyson. Nope. Right? Shit, Oliver Mccall didn't fight Mike Tyson under the bright lights. Tommy Morrison never fought Mike Tyson. You know, Evander Holyfield didn't fight Mike Mercer, right? You know what I'm saying? All these fights, right, with all these different fighters that could have been fucking made that didn't get made, and it was still a hell of a fucking era. Yeah. Yes. Boxing ain't like that today, bro. No, like I told you on another podcast, man. You got like maybe 6 motherfuckers in the whole sport that are big names. I might be being nice right now. You know what I'm saying? That are big names. But back then, you had like 13 motherfuckers in one division. That was no shit. You know what I'm saying? You are so right. Yeah. Shit crazy, man. I would have loved to see fucking Oliver fight David Tua, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to see that goddamn fight, man. I would love to see David Tua and Mike Tyson. Yeah. Yeah. I still don't know who would have won that, by the way. I'm saying, and here's the thing, and we talk about this, right? We always say, listen, man, if you don't fight somebody, but you supplement that with a better or equal fight, can't be mad at you. Lennox Lewis, for whatever reason, did not fight Chris Bird. But the motherfucker gave us a war with Evander. I can't be mad at you. I can't be mad at you. More than one. Holyfield. Yeah, I can't be mad at you when you fight Evander Holyfield. Right. You know what you're saying? So just like you're saying, listen, Mercer didn't never get the fights we wanted to see. Hell, we were robbed of Riddick Bowe and Lennox motherfucking Lewis at any given time when that fight could happen. You know, like you said, David Tua, Tommy Morrison. Oh man, so many. Like you said, Oliver Mccall, Ike Biabuche.
God, dog, it was so many fights.
Yeah, Riddick Bowe in the mix, dog. Like he didn't fight a lot of them
He
niggas
didn't
either.
fight a lot of motherfuckers. And then the greatest fighter of all time, Joe Messi. He couldn't get in the mix. And nigga, you all right over there? Damn, dog. Did you fall out your
Nigga, Joe Messi. Look, man, Joe Messi had a fucked up brain or something like that, right? He had to retire. That nigga might have been put in a coma if he would have, because he was supposed to fight Lennox Lewis.
He sure
and
was.
his handlers turned that fight down. Like, nah, nigga, nah. Joe Messi would have been put in a coma, dog. Hell, nigga, Joe Messi would have been put in a coma if he would have fought Donovan Razor Ruddock, nigga. Fuck Lennox Lewis. He would have fought Donovan Razor Ruddock, nigga, put in a coma. You know what I'm saying? And this would have been an older Razor Ruddock, nigga.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? This wasn't a Razor Ruddock of the early 90s and late 80s. This would have been the one of 2000s. And he still would have put Joe Messi sorry ass in a coma. Fuck out of here. My man Smitty Smith, he said Morrison versus Mercer. Hey man, that knockout that Ray Mercer did, that number he did on fucking Tommy Morrison, man, that was one of the best knockouts of that era, bro. Because that was the first loss that Tommy Morrison had, and the backstory behind that was Tommy Morrison had lost to Ray Mercer in the amateurs.
Amateurs, right? Yeah.
So it was a fucking rematch of a pretty much an amateur bout. And Ray Mercer beat the fuck out that nigga again. And that combination, bro, Tommy Morrison basically going to his knees. Ray Mercer landed a 3-punch combination, bro. Knocked that nigga halfway out the ring, bro. That was one of the best knockouts of that era, bro. For real.
Yeah, it was. You know what's funny was, and I was thinking, and I wasn't sure because I was like, damn, man, was it Mercer gave him his first loss? But the one Morrison lost,
the second one.
That's what I was just saying. The one fight that stick with me is that Michael Bennett.
Yeah, Michael Bennett was the second one.
Michael Bennett.
That was that first, because Tommy Morrison was out there fucking a lot of bitches and shit and getting drunk. You know how they had him on tight. You remember Rocky V, right?
Yeah.
Towards the end of that movie where he's out there fucking around and getting all this pussy and drinking all this alcohol. That was the truth. That was like really what was going on with Tommy Morrison before he fought Michael Bennett. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
And that's why he got his ass whooped, because he wasn't ready for that fight. He thought Michael Bennett was just going to be a pushover.
Well, shit, explain the draw he had with an 8-8 Ross Purdy.
Well, Ross Purdy gave everybody a choke. Ross Purdy gave Vladimir Klitschko his first loss.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Ross Purdy is like Darnell Boone in this bitch, bro.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a heavyweight Darnell Boone, nigga. Heavyweight Emmanuel Augustus, nigga. He gave everybody trouble.
That's a real live Bobo Jones. That nigga was up there.
Exactly. Exactly. That motherfucker gave everybody trouble, man. Look, nigga, I might have lost to Ross Purdy, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? And at the very least, it'll be the toughest 12 rounds of your motherfucking life.
Exactly.
My man Smitty Smith said, I want to see child photos and baby pictures before we go out on the date. Don't know what the hell you get.
Hey, Smitty Smith, man, they might give your ass baby pictures of their sister, nigga. You want to see a motherfucking birth certificate, dog. That's what you want to see. That nigga, dude, or whatever the fuck it is, nigga, that motherfucker might have pictures of his little sister, his niece, or cousin, or somebody, and say it was him, nigga, or her, or whatever it is. Nigga, you want a birth certificate. That motherfucker got a woman's name on that bitch, and it say female, nigga. and the name got to match that nigga's driver's license.
Yeah, right. No shit.
Shit, look at a passport.
Hey, y'all.
Look at a passport if you can, my nigga.
Oh, and that's a big one right there.
Yeah,
that's a big one right there. You're right about that one.
Passport, man. You got to get them niggas. See, a lot of these motherfuckers don't know what we talking about. We say passport. Passport, you got to get these niggas your motherfucking birth certificate. And they want your social security. They want all that shit.
And a photo ID, because here's the thing. Even you can change your sex, but you can't change that birth certificate, that social security number. That motherfucker will come back attached to a nigga, a man, and they'll have a woman picture on there, but they'll have man circled on that motherfucking passport.
Hell yeah.
You're like, can I see your passport, please?
Hell yeah.
Motherfucker.
What's good, Amina K? I didn't mean to ignore you. What's good?
Virtuoso, 90s was the last decade that had awesome heavyweights that was ruined by bureaucracy.
Yeah, bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, real talk. That's right though. That's real shit. And that was the Don King era. You know,
Yep.
Don King was like, all right, these fights not happening, but these will. Under these conditions. He was running the whole fucking sport, bro. I mean, or at least the heavyweight division. You can say the sport because at that time the heavyweights were the sport, man. Like the smaller fighters, you know, they weren't really talked about like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, the only fighter that got shined during that time was Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Good point. The heavyweight division was the fucking sport, bro. You know, Oscar De La Hoya was breaking out. I mean, he wasn't really, you know, that big ass name as like a Mike Tyson or anybody like that, right?
Exactly.
So the heavyweight division was the sport, my nigga, and Don King was running the heavyweight division. So that's the bureaucracy he's talking about, man.
Yep. Most definitely. All right, one more before we get out of here. He said, old ass woman versus still in his prime Tyson. Tyson was told never to take that fight. Custom Auto told him that. As my man Prodigy always points out, that was the fight. Tyson to this day will tell you he was not taking that fight.
Yeah, Tyson openly. A lot of niggas get mad when you say that shit too, dog. Like, bro, there's an interview out there, man. Go look at the fucking interview. He openly ducked George Foreman because he said Cus D'Amato told him not to get that fight. He told him specifically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They got a time. George Foreman Mike Tyson was the WBA champion, and I believe George Foreman was his mandatory or his number one contender, something like that. It was something to that effect. That's how that buzz was being talked about. Mike Tyson was like, look, man, that nigga, my everything. Cus D'Amato was my dad. He was like my dad. I listened to everything Cus told me. He told me not to fuck with Foreman, so I won't be fucking with Foreman.
Yep.
You know, case closed, nigga. End of the book. Chapter's over with, nigga. It is what it is.
Yeah. George Foreman openly admitted that he was not gonna fight Jerry Query. He said, that was the one dude I knew I wasn't gonna ever fight with Jerry Query.
I didn't understand that. I really didn't understand that. But you know,
his counterpunching ability. George said he was his ability to counterpunch you.
I get it, but
that bothered him.
I get it, but you fight Muhammad Ali, my nigga. Yo, George Foreman's just a nice guy, bro. I told you, man. I told y'all niggas, man. A motherfucking dude can walk up to George Foreman and be like, "You stupid nigger," and George Foreman would be like, "Well, he didn't really mean that, you know. He just had little problems as a kid, you know. He's a really nice guy. He got a young, nice heart." That's how George is, man. You know, I don't know. I just don't understand how you fight guys like Ron Lau and Muhammad Ali. You getting countered like a motherfucker against Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Right? Joe Frazier's and shit. But you won't fight Jerry Quarry? There's something there, bro. Nigga got paid to say that. That motherfucker got paid to say that, bro.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, my God. All right, man. As always, go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest grades, what's going on. Then, of course, as you guys know, interviews. Check out all our interviews, man. The interviews is coming your way. Like I said, over here, we do not stop moving. We keep going. And then, of course, check out the breaking news article about Sergey Derevyanchenko and Canelo Alvarez about the fight, as well as other articles that we have up there. Bob Arams, and is he preparing to open up boxing and how things are going to go moving forward with the sport of boxing. All right, man. Thank y'all for joining us, man. Like I said, we're going to be here every single day. And that's the end of our show. Y'all, good night. No, I should end this motherfucker. He's showing videos of me sleeping and shit. I should be that goddamn petty. I should be that petty.
Look, man, look, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure and adulterated boxing information. Go to Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing. Of course, right here, facebook.com/3kingsboxing. And of course, again, right here, this YouTube channel, The Protege of Boxing Talk, every single day, as my man Bo said, between 7 and 7:30 Eastern, 6 and 6:30 Central, 4 and 4:30 Pacific. No excuses. You know what I'm saying? We on this motherfucker, bro. Sometimes we got shit we got to take care of. That's why we was out for a couple of days. But y'all niggas just come back and wait for it, man. We will be back. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we're going to take you out with this.
It's basic, plus it's about time I introduce you to greatness. Volume 1, Volume 2, now buckle for 3.